Hello, my name is Ansel Foxley, and I am the instructor for Physics 221 this semester. And I just wanted to take a minute and welcome you to the spring 2021 semester. I'm so glad that you're going to be here joining me on this journey. Those of you that had me last semester kind of know how this is going to work. I'm going to save the details, let you read that in the syllabus, so check that out. Be sure you're up to date on all of the policies and stuff like that. I'm not going to go over that stuff here. Really, all I wanted to say was just welcome and let's do this. And to remind you what my job is. I'm making videos, here in a minute. As soon as I'm finished with this, I'm going to make my first chapter 13 video for the semester. It's all about pressure. I'm going to do that. I'm going to post some homework. I'm going to write a quiz. That's all my job. But that's like the second layer of my job, right? The top line, what is my job? My job is to help you succeed. And what does that mean? In this class, that means help you learn enough physics that you can get the grade you want on the exams. That's what that means to me. So that you can go on and move past this class and be successful in whatever it is that you want to do with yourself, right? If you're taking this class, it's not because you want to be a physics major, right? This is a stepping stone on the way to something else for you. And so my job is to get you through this stepping stone so that you have the skills to move on to the next thing and be successful in whatever that is. So if you keep that in mind and you remember that that's my job, it may change the way you approach your interactions with me. To that end, please visit me on office hours. I know there's social pressure not to. I know it's hard on Zoom, but this is what we've got. And I can help you. I really can. I can help you on Zoom. I really can. So that's the first thing. The second thing I wanted to say is that this is a new semester. It's a clean slate. Now, Physics 1 is a prerequisite for Physics 2. And so if you didn't really do well on the stuff in Physics 1, well, you've got your work cut out for you, for sure. That stuff will show up again. But there's enough of this material that is completely independent from the first semester that in many ways it is a clean slate. Now, if you worked hard last semester and you were successful, that's only going to help you this semester. But whatever happened last semester, that is over and done. And this semester is new. And if you keep a growth mindset, which means you really believe that you can learn this, and that's your goal, then you will be able to. You will be able to learn it. Now, I said a minute ago that I'm here to help, and I am. The other thing, though, part of that is that it's mostly a solo journey. Learning physics is mostly a solo journey, right? The fact is, physiologically, you need to make new neural connections in your brain. And nobody can do that for you. You're the only person that can do that. Now, I can help you when you get stuck, but the only way you forge new neural pathways in your brain is by practicing, is by thinking about things enough that those new pathways are formed, that new connections happen in your brain. And nobody can do that but you. You're the only one. And so to that end, how do you get there? Well, you practice, right? So this physics class, it's not like your biology class, right? It's not where you just memorize a list of information. In this class, we are learning a skill. We are learning physical principles, and we are applying them to specific situations using mathematical reasoning. That's what we do. How do you get better at that? By practicing. You do the same thing over and over again, and you get better at it. And sometimes it's hard to see that. The nature of practice is very interesting because there's so many things that the only way you get better at it is by practicing. But the interesting thing about it is when you are neck deep in practicing, you don't feel like you're making progress. For example, right now, I'm learning to play the piano. And, I've been working pretty hard on it for maybe 3 months or something, right? I'm basically a beginner. I'm 43 years old, and I'm pretty much a beginner at the piano. I've played a lot of other instruments, but I'm a beginner at the piano. And I sit down, and I've got my Suzuki Method, Book 1, right? I'm playing children's songs. And I sit there, and I play it, and I'm not very good at it at all, right? And so I play it, and it doesn't, I'm playing these simple songs, and I'm getting tripped up in my head, and I get stuck, and it's weird because when I'm playing it, I feel like I'm just kind of getting stuck, and I'm not playing it terribly well. But you know what? I spend 20 or 30 minutes doing that, And then the next day I come back and dang, if I'm not just a little bit better, right? I'm just a little bit better. And that 30 minutes that I spent yesterday playing, it didn't really feel like I was making progress. It felt like I was just kind of making the same mistakes. But you know what? Then the next day, I was a little bit better. And you do that for 30 minutes the next day, and then the next day you come back, and boy, you're just a tiny bit better again. So the nature of practice, it's tricky, right? Because when you're neck deep, you don't notice the practice, you don't notice the improvement you're making, right? It's only when you zoom out and you say, I was not as good, I practiced, and now I can see that I'm better. And so keep that in mind, right? I call it a growth mindset, right? This idea that your intelligence is not fixed. Your skill at mathematics is not fixed. Just the same way that my skill at piano is not fixed. How do you get better? You practice. You forge new neural pathways in your brain. The only way to do that is to practice. And if you practice, you will get better. That's the thing to remember. When you are frustrated, just remember, wherever I am, I can always move forward. How do I do it? I practice. I practice honestly, I admit when I'm wrong, and I practice the things that I didn't do correctly. That's the important part. And if you do that, you'll be successful in this class. So, anyway, welcome to it. Let's dig into it. I'm going to work on my Chapter 13 video next. See you there.